My name is Webster Wheeler. In this video, I'm going to be talking about shedding and green tree pythons. So, what is shedding? Shedding is the process of getting rid of old skin, replacing it with new skin. We do it all the time. It's in tiny particles, dust particles. Lizards shed in patches. They'll shed a big patch of their skin and whatnot. Snakes, they shed their skin all at once, the entire body, head to toe. The scientific term for this is called ecdysis. Ecdysis. Why do snakes shed? Well, first of all, they shed to replace old skin with new skin. That can be as a result of wounds, scratches, burns, you name it, cuts. It's a way of healing for them. It's also a way for snakes to get rid of parasites that might be attached to their skin, like mites and ticks. So if you find that your green tree python is shedding a lot, you may want to examine it closely for skin parasites. There's a couple of special times when green tree pythons shed as well. The first time they shed is when they're a baby. It's after they've absorbed all of their egg yolk and they're ready to start feeding. They shed at that point. And during the course of this video today, we are going to help a baby green tree python shed for the very first time. Other reasons green tree python shed are right before they lay eggs, they shed. Not exactly why that is. It could be just to get rid of parasites on their skin. It could be to loosen themselves up so that egg laying is easier. There's probably many reasons why they shed. They shed usually 14 to 21 days before egg laying. I've also found that they will often shed after they lay eggs too. Usually within a month or two after they lay eggs, they'll shed again. Okay, so right now let's move on to what to do if your green tree python has a problem shedding. And this can happen in several ways. Large pieces of skin can be stuck on to the skin beneath. That's caused generally by dehydration of the animal and not enough humidity in its enclosure to allow it to shed properly. That's one of the most common problems, is not enough humidity in the enclosure, leading to stuck-on sheds that may either come off in tatters, leaving lots of little strands on the snake, or maybe just get stuck and fail to come off at all. In this case, I have a baby green tree python that was born about 10 days ago, and this is its first shed since it was born. It began shedding last night, and it got the skin over its head. I'm going to introduce you to the snake right now. I'm going to put it on my lap here, and then I'm going to move the camera down so that you can see it better. Let's see here if I can do that. I have a couple of babies in this container. What I'm just going to do is pan over them here, and you can see them. There's this one here that has the skin over its head, and there's this one over here that hasn't shed yet. So this is the one we're going to take out and help assist shed. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust the camera back here. To prepare for this, we are going to have a bottle, a spray bottle of distilled water. I think distilled water is the best. It will soak into the skin more easily. And we're just going to have a couple of paper towels here handy as well. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'll try and tilt the camera so you can see this, is that we are going to spray the snake with water. See, we're going to get him kind of wet there. And then we're just going to let him soak for a minute. For those of you that are new to my videos, I've made a video on how to handle and tame your green tree pythons, and this would be good to watch, especially when dealing with a neonate. But I'll cover some of the basic points here. You don't want to forcibly remove the neonate. You just want to pick him up by his coils. And you want to be particularly careful about its tail, because its tail is very delicate. They can actually hold on to stuff to the point that if you try and pull them loose, it can cause bones to break in their tail. So you never want to pull them off anything, forcibly remove them. You want to irritate them until they decide, oh, I better move. And they will do that. Anyways, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get this baby out. I'm going to lift under its coils. And I apologize that you're not going to be able to see this, but if you look at my video on how to tame your green tree python, I have that a little better. Okay, I'll frame him up again. You can see he's starting to move around. He's figuring out something's going on here. I'm just going to continue gently removing him from the container, which won't take too long because he's a little bitty guy. He's coming up now. You might even be able to see him pretty soon. Oops. Just went back. Oops, come on now. There we go. There we go, sweetie. There we go. Come on up. Okay, so we have him here, and I'm just going to set this container back out of the way. Here we go. Just going to put him back there. The other baby will probably shed tonight. And so in preparation for that, I'll probably just spray the container down a bit. Okay. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even worry about this shed. I would spray the snake, I would spray the container later this evening, and I would see if this shed will come off on its own. It looks to me like the snake just started to shed and said, okay, I've had enough of that, and just decided he was just going to wait until the next day to finish. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna use this opportunity to go ahead and make a video on how to assist shed your snake, because in some cases it may be necessary. The most crucial thing you want to make sure of is you want to make real sure that you get the eye caps removed from the snake. And in this case, I think they are gone. Let me just have a real close look. Shiny eyes, that sort of thing, are a good indication that the eye caps have come off. Snakes actually have a skin over their eyes. It's a special sort of lens thing that doesn't have any scales on it, but it's a clear lens. And if that gets stuck on, it can lead to problems. It can lead to eye infections and increased difficulty shedding in that area, and it just snowballs itself into a problem. Now you can see this skin is getting kind of soggy here. It's no longer dry and crispy, so we should be able to work with it a bit. I'm just going to put the camera down so we can so you can see what I'm doing better. Okay, just going to put him right down here. That way you don't have to look at my ugly face. You can look at the snake instead. That'll be much more fun. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to we're going to make sure our hands are wet so that they don't contribute to the snake drying out. And I'm just misting them a little bit. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just try and grab the skin if we can. I haven't handled this snake. This is the first time I've ever handled this snake.